afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Rizal Memorial.
This game particularly important for them and develop that unity in how they want to approach the game. Will they be able to overcome that? It's a great first test for Don Bosco Garelli United.
With that, we are on. So a bit of a tussle, and then Tuloy FC have possession now, and as mentioned, as much as possible they want to keep that possession, but great pressing here from Don Bosco Garelli United.
All the way like this, in your own box, you're really just asking for trouble.
Trouble was there. Anjo Mahinay, and maybe on the counter, Don Bosco Garelli United, he's on. A chance here, will he take it? Weaven Wabin takes it. Since we have a free kick, Nunez floats it in. A chance here, the right side. Halike, will he take it? What a goal! Halike! Beautiful shot there, Jing.
Incredible, John Lloyd Halike. Kaya natin siya minamark as a player to watch. Sensational strike. And that is our opener.
And this was coming from a set piece, and just Halike just strikes. Definitely, I think Tuloy with that opener, they'll have a lot of confidence, still keeping possession in the attacking play here. But a chance here on the other end. Referee blows. A shot taken.
A bit more fluidity to their play, and they have more effective outlets in the players that they have recruited. It's a great opportunity here. Arañas hit with a wonder strike from Halike.
Speaking of Halike, great pass here. And a chance again, takes it.
Mong marating kung maganda yung structure mo, maganda yung style of play. Look at that shot.
South behind the ball, plays it short to Halike. Finds Nunez. A lot of players in the box. Halike, will he take it? He may be a chance here on the break. Gives it long to Mbida. And Tuloy FC has had most of the possession, but you'll see Don Bosco Garelli United playing on the counter, but a chance here for Tuloy. Improvements for Tuloy, but a great 1-2 here for Don Bosco. Floats it in. Guy, will he take it? Another chance. Runs being made here for Garelli. Still in possession. A chance here. Takes it on goal.
This is an area that has been open for Tuloy a lot. Diaz cutting inside. Clear nudge by him. He's getting into the danger zone here, entering the box.
Referee blows the whistle. Ooh, direct shot. Great save there.
Bar, and then it just started to dip all of a sudden.
The other side of the pitch. Takes it. Guy tries to give it to Ariola. And a chance here. Beautiful play here, and then Halike on the other side. Great chance. And is it a goal? It is.
Guys, we're gonna need this entire sequence of play. What an amazing goal mula sa Tuloy FC. 4-5 players Diaz took out, got it to Halike. Another great sequence of play before firing that one in.
But a chance here may be just before halftime. The men in orange. A chance here, Guy. Ooh, great save here again from Michael Antillo.
And Antillo sticks out a leg right here.
It was Mbida who took that one, attacking third on Tuloy FC if we want to win this game.
Again, look at this. It's just a magician at work at the moment.
Just outside the box, Halike. Great break there from Saut.
Where nobody was able to take advantage. But outside of that, it was a quiet outing para kay Arañas. Ngayon, ipapasok nila si Clarino. They're hoping to get a bit of inspiration off the bench.
And speaking of inspiration, we have an opportunity here. In a great save there from a defender from Tuloy. But pressure's not over here. This play goes on.
Because of that action, there's 7 teammates inside the opposing half. And they've got a fantastic chance. Should have been 3. That should have been 3.
Forward. Will he feed it on his flank? A chance here. He takes it. And he was a bit disappointed with that one. He could have had his hat trick.
Hindi lang yun. Vinny, a 3rd goal. This
Saut takes it directly. Ooh, the keeper did spill that one. But before that, we do have here the shot. Tuloy with the throw in.
Oof.
Bit of miscommunication there. Garelli with the pressure. Antilio. And it's just in that final third, Jing. Garelli is still trying to get that through pass. But speaking of, could have been a goal, but it's an offside.
And he's away there. It's a great finish, by the way, to lift it over the goalkeeper. Troll, Cyril Sawat.
Here at the left side, Tuloy. Floats it in the middle. A chance here. Ooh, just hits across. Ooh, what a goal again for Tuloy FC.
That'll seal the 3 points for Tuloy. Second opportunity, no mistake from that right side.
Maybe they can take advantage of the height. But again, Michael Antillo Jr. was there. Punches it out, an opportunity on the counter. Tuloy, a chance here. Saut outside the box, great footwork in the dangerous area. Halike, oh, skies it. Could have been a hat trick for him. Pass there into the middle. Positive play here. Garelli, a pass. Ooh.
You know, they are growing in confidence. They are growing as a team. At nakikita natin ibang
through the game, nag-focus lang po kami sa tinuturo ng coaches namin, and then in-apply po namin dito. That's why deserve po namin manalo. And then itong tournament na to is pinaghandaan po talaga namin. Ang dami po naming pinagdaanan. Nagkaroon po kami ng tournament na Tuloy Invitational Cup, and then nanalo po kami. Then po, deserve po namin manalo dito, and papakita pa po namin. Kailangan namin pakita dito sa PFL.
Scott Cooper, who is a very familiar figure also. And I must say also, this is going to be
2 changes for the side of Scott. Wrong, that's the pronunciation. Get the start today.
them against a tough opponent over Cebu. Meanwhile, Aguilas Yumak lost to Kaya, but it was an impressive performance. There we see the new kickoff that is going and making the rounds in football. It got sent off at the dying moments against Cebu FC, and so it's Oli Bias as right back tonight. Ooh, physical play there, and the foul is called against. Works the cross, but that's straight to the goalkeeper after a week. He'll be taking this free kick. It will be an in-swinger in towards the penalty area. It's met by Custodio and
Goal frame.
so Oma to take this against his former side. Outswinger. Again, good defending from Aguilas Yumak. It's retrieved by Patrick Reichelt. Offside is called against Reichelt. Yes, also the second top goal scorer for the national team. Here's Casemiro. Is he fouled? No call from the referee, or he does eventually make that call. It was Casemiro tripped by, looked like Oma goes for the far corner. Good hands from Shiraoka. Here's Amita in an advanced position. Amita, will he work the cross? He does. It's deflected, and it bounces dangerously in front of goal. They've been all over the world. Coach Jorg, in fact, has actually been all over Southeast Asia like Scott Cooper. So they've had similar journeys. Casemiro deflected out for a corner. could have been much worse. Ball is sent in. It's met by Taguig head, and I think the ref now a Premier League champion for Liverpool. So the footballing world, small and big at the same time. That was a foul, heavy foul. Game's first yellow card in that 11. Ball is sent in. It's met by Stephen Hom, but he is offside. So Nafishi goes for the cross, looking for Aldeguer. It's a bit overhit, and
They don't need to look very far. They can just look in their backyard.
Hiraishi taking on his defender. Cuts inside. Looks for Reichelt. Reichelt left it, but it arrives to Aldeguer. Agiemang. Still Agiemang. And still goes for the cross. Into a dangerous. 30 minutes into this one now. Neither side able to get ahead so far. Oh, that's a mistake. Here's Reichelt. Taguig have numbers here. Reichelt has Aldeguer outside. Aldeguer, will he go for the shot? Goes for the cutback. Oh, it's an own goal. How unfortunate for Aguilas Lumac FC. That's Clarino who suffered the own goal. And Taguig FC, after a quite even battle between the two teams, take the go-ahead goal. Andres Aldeguer, while he didn't get the goal, he will take the most credit for that play. He is the one celebrating on your... Yes, that's
Try to reach, that younger community as well.
Oh, Agiemang, dangerous area. Fouled by Amita. Outswinger. Ball sent in. Quite a mess, but yeah.
Definitely playing with fire there. Here's down the spine.
He wasn't going for the ball, I must say. Had any saving to do yet so far. So on that, oh, that is a very high boot. Sato is down. No foul was called by the referee. As I was saying, Kupic has not yet been tested by Agi. Oh, Reichelt is through on goal. To double the advantage, Reichelt unselfish, and that's going to be the easiest goal of his career for Isaac Agiemang. Patrick Reichelt, usually known as a goal scorer, turns provider here for Isaac Agiemang, and it's 2-0 to Taguig FC.
Quality work all around the pitch. Valiant effort from Taguig FC. Again, taking advantage, pouncing on the mistake.
Beat Cebu and 2-0 up against Aguilas Lumac. Oh, is that a penalty? It is. Lifeline for Aguilas Lumac FC.
There's a pass from Bongolan up on top. And that's definitely a penalty. Ozinho got to the ball first.
Must say Kupic in goal for Taguig is quite an imposing figure. It's Amita to take. Amita goes for the Panenka, and what a mistake that was against his former side. He will not want to see that back. Oh dear.
Goes for it and doesn't even go in frame, especially when you're down 2-0 at the end, towards the end of that first half. It is crucial to keep you in the game, to try to shift momentum to your side. The attack to really test out that Taguig defense.
Corner sent in. Dangerous. Casemiro. Eventually cleared by Aguilas Lumac, but that was another who missed the penalty to start things off. That is why the scoreline is what it is. And that was the first half. Here's Reichelt down the left. Cutting inside. Looking for Casemiro. Bounce instead to Hiraishi, who takes the shot. Early cross is played in. Open goal perhaps. Shot. Good save. It's Telondo. Amita. And then it goes out for, I think that's a goal kick. Well, Milos. Oh, good play from Hiraishi. Escapes his man. And he will force another yellow card.
Doctora, Rota, Schrock.
Two to the good, so they don't need to send too many bodies forward. Kurt Dizon is in acres of space on the left. It's sent in. Reichelt saved
Set piece delivery from Hamed Hajimadi, finding Patrick Reichelt, forcing a big save from Shiraoka.
First season in the 2024 transition year, they finished 5th. Oh, that's trouble from Hancock. Here's Hamed. Hiraishi, no offside. Hiraishi, saved by Shiraoka. But Hamed with the delivery, straight into
Under their belt.
Hiraishi. Aldeguer is alone in the far post. Andres Aldeguer, open goal, penalty. Oh, and he made that so easy, slotting it into the corner with another goal in the PFL.
So 2 games, 2 goals for Patrick Reichelt. That's UMAC FC.
Look at that stutter step. I think that stutter step just committed the goalkeeper, and he slots it the other way. Again, this penalty might have been a little bit of a non-bearing. Rock solid tonight. And there you have it. It is full time here at the...
And as you said, if they continue on this,
この前の試合、監督に怒られたんで、ちょっともう次ないぐらいの気持ちでやりました。
He wasn't really pleased with his performance last game, so he wanted to give the best today. And then coach was not happy with his performance as well, so he had a pressure on this game today, but he is happy that he gets 3 points and a good performance.
Let's cap off the night with a matchup that screams we're not yet done, as Aguilas UMAC FC looks to settle the score against Stallion Laguna FC in their second matchup here at the 2025 Philippines or 2025-26 Philippines Football League. This is Jamer De La Cruz on call with Natasha Alcaraz. Dito?
Stallion at the moment is actually changed. A lot of changes on the pitch. 11 for Aguilas UMAC. Shuffle in the midfield. And a change in the center back. Inside, Abe Placito, a return for him for Stallion Laguna.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat as Aguilas UMAC FC and Stallion Laguna FC kick things off in the second matchup of Stallion and UMAC, as Aguilas now winning the ball. Pass to the middle. Ooh, great defense. Been a part of the Ascos development team in during the pandemic times, but wait for that thought as Trujillo goes for the chip. This is where he's gonna try to exploit the defense. Hurling ball in, but not enough power to get to Isagaku with the shot. Oh, what a shot. Even the save matching it by Shiraoka at cross. Dorado unable to make something out of it. Yusuf Butt out of his box. But for Stallion Laguna, long ball forward, looking for Trujillo. Punched away by Shiraoka. He went in for the challenge on Placito earlier on. He's already on a yellow card. More of that could be sending off for him. Trujillo with a chance on goal, and it's in! First blood drawn for Stallion Laguna FC, courtesy of player number 11, Juan Diego Galeana Trujillo.
And a fantastic finish from Juan Galeana. And that pass from the opposite end, just finding him, the touch. Just allowing Stallion to take up so much space, time and chances.
Delivery from McDaniel. Dorado heads it back in. Trujillo trying to go for that acrobatic shot. FC. It's been eventful. Tasha, we can look into the stats so far in this game, and you could see how Stallion Laguna FC wants to get that edge against Aguilas UMAC with 13 shots on goal.
How do you shake off that first half? It was a lackluster performance all around the pitch. But we've seen them when they're locked in, especially getting that big draw again.
The boys in black and pink. An outswinger, good one. Headed away. Leaves the ball from Shiroka. Outswinger of a ball. Going Calocaran clears it out for King. Intercepted by Ken Pride. Now on the right side. Movement for Stallion Laguna. Shot taken by Finn McDaniel. Covered by 3 players. Vasquez or Ken Pride on the ball. Trujillo with a shot. Shiroka with a save. Dorado. Trujillo now with the delivery from the corner. Shiroka punches it out. Isak cross to Macmillan. Now here's Ivanovsky. Outside of the boot looking for Finn McDaniel, but not connecting. Or even add to it as Ivanovsky have some space on the right. Good pass inside. Ebene with a shot. Blocked by the defense.
Ivanovsky, and the deflection going in the path of Ebene. He just hits it towards the goalkeeper, Shiroka.
Ivanovsky threading the ball to Ebene. Taken down by Adamu for Finn McDaniel. He will go for it! Oh, what a screamer that is!
Welcome to the first match of your Saturday doubleheader here in the Philippines Football League. Jing Hamlang and Jed Diamante here to call the action for the Don Bosco Derby. Don Bosco Garelli United taking on Tuloy FC. It should be a great game between two teams who are next to each other in the standings. Let's take a look at the lineup there of Don Bosco Garelli. The two captains lined up alongside one another here with Reginald Riaso for Garelli, and we have, of course, Harry Nunez Jr. for Tuloy FC. Two teams at the moment who are currently undergoing opposite ends of their form at the moment, with Tuloy FC having a great start to the season, have scuppered a little bit in terms of their momentum. Meanwhile, Don Bosco Garelli, since the break, have picked up quite a few points, and they have an opportunity today to leapfrog Tuloy FC in the standings. Jed, this should be a great match between these two teams.
Very interesting match, no? And as you mentioned a while ago, no, both teams are looking at different trajectories for their forms, and I think this will be a game changer for both of them. Depends on what happens here, how the standings will look like after this match. And with Don Bosco Garelli with one match behind in played matches, they can still leapfrog, as you mentioned, ahead of Tuloy FC. So both teams cannot. They really have to pick up points here.
For Don Bosco Garelli, they've suffered 3 losses on the bounce in their last 3 outings, but these were against the likes of Cebu and Digger, who are title contenders, and they lost against Maharlika, who is still trying to push into the top 6. So mahihirap yung mga last nila nakalaban, but they were still able to score 5 goals in those 3 outings and were able to limit the amount of goals that they did concede against those title contenders. Meanwhile, nakakuha sila ng malaking panalo kontra sa Army 7-1, and they also made a statement against Mendiola FC with a 4-0 victory. So Don Bosco Garelli certainly on the up. Meanwhile, para sa Tuloy, it's 1 draw in their last 5 matches, suffering 4 defeats during that time, and they have been big scorelines, Jed. 0-8 against Maharlika, 14 goals conceded against Digger, 12 against Stallion, and they lost against Aguilas with 7 goals conceded. It's looking a little alarming at the moment para sa kupunan ni Coach Taketomo Suzuki. Kickoff on the horizon here. Again, first of our doubleheader on this Saturday, and here we go. Tuloy FC getting us started. The red kits today. Losing a lot of players on this occasion, which will be rather problematic given their lack of goals scored in recent times. No Siren Sawat for them, who is their leading scorer. They also don't have John Lloyd Halike available today. Justin Lupango is in the lineup. He's got 5 goals for them. He's going to need to play a big role alongside Harry Nunez, who is the captain. And meanwhile, for Don Bosco Garelli, 6 goals to his name. Desmond Ngay has been leading the way, and he's going to be up top, unsurprisingly, this afternoon. Great to have you with us here in the Philippines Football League channels. It's been a fantastic season of PFL action. We're getting into the business end of things now. These teams at 18 and 19 games respectively. It's been 6 months of competition, and we got an early opportunity perhaps here for Garelli. Trying to climb the back there. Whistle blown. Jerome Abarca has been a positive inclusion to this lineup since the break. And Jed, you've had an opportunity to call the Don Bosco Garelli match. What is it you feel that they are going to utilize in terms of their strengths today, and where, if any, will Tuloy FC have an opportunity against them?
The last game that I called for Don Bosco Garelli, they were against Manila Digger, and they were really quick in the transitions. And I believe 2 of the goals from Yuta Yamaguchi were from those counter-attacks, and I think that's what they will be using since, as we've been observing today, Tuloy has been very compact in the middle. They are not so far putting some space behind them, so Don Bosco Garelli will have to mix things up if they want to get the early lead here.
It's been very impressive to see the development of Don Bosco Garelli. There was a time na medyo masasabi natin na at the bottom of the table itong Don Bosco Garelli, but they've been able to be very clear about the areas where they need improvement, and fair play to them. Over the course of the break, they have done really well in recruiting the right talented individuals to plug their holes, and you can see the effects of that in recent performances, already with 9 points this season.
Yeah, the chemistry has been building up for those new players that came in, and for the holdovers from the previous lineups. And it has been holding positive for them, picking up those points the past few games.
Meanwhile, for Tuloy, the fitness has been a bit of an issue for them as of late, missing easily 3 to 4 key players today. No Halike, no Cyril Saud, as mentioned. Good work there from Lupango. Picks up the whistle. It's going to be a free kick in favor of Tuloy. It's going to be John Rocky Grizola to take this. Not a lot to aim for inside the box. They're going to play it short. Grizola had it poked away. Abarca. You can see the intention. Masyado lang siya nagmadali on that occasion.
Yeah, they have been, from the start of this game, looking for that counter-attack, but Tuloy is not giving them the space to run behind them.
Space in the middle. Nice little exchange in the middle. Nunez. Keep the attack alive here. Good use of the ball from Tuloy. Lovely pass through, opportunity, and that is off the upright and off the crossbar on the rebound. Fantastic opportunity, goes begging for Tuloy.
Tuloy bringing the attack right in the middle, getting those small cheeky passes. The quality of those passes and the run as well. Just unfortunate that they hit the post and the crossbar in 2 successive shots.
Marcos Torres with a golden opportunity to put the team ahead. A goal at his mercy, could only hit the crossbar. A real positive start for Tuloy. Don Bosco Garelli have been served a warning here. Of course, in the previous matchup, panalo ang Tuloy 3-0. They're going to be wanting to get that one back, on top of the fact that they want to be able to rise up in the standings.
Fortunate that their 2 goal scorers during that last match are not on the field today.
Corner kick here for Garelli. Can they threaten? No outlets for Tuloy here. Everybody inside the box. To punch that. Confident keeping from Michael Antilo. And the whistle was blown for a free kick anyway.
For the corners, Don Bosco Garelli will likely use their height advantage right in the middle.
First round meeting between these two teams was 6 months ago. It's been quite some time. Masasabi nga natin talagang two different versions of these teams now. Toves. Lovely pass through the middle, Nunez. Gets it out wide, Toves all alone. Sent back into the middle, it's just beyond Nunez. Anywhere will do. Trying to prevent the corner kick here. Antilo turning on the Jets to make that happen.
Making sure to keep the possession of the ball and not just giving it away. Really great decision making.
Not often you draw applause from the crowd for denying a corner kick.
From a goalkeeper at that.
Yes. Medyo bitin yung return ball. Over the top. Antilo eventually able to gather. Not wasting any time.
Garelli's opting for that direct attack in the middle.
Well-timed sliding challenge from Pape Traore.
Tuloy not being, wasteful with their balls in their attack. They are keeping their patience, holding the ball, and even passing through the middle. They are able to look for those gaps in between. Unfortunately, just losing the ball a few more times than they would want.
Right. It's a poor pass. Tuloy unable to transition out though. Strong tackle. Play on, says the referee. Long range effort. Not too far away from Traore.
Not letting any balls wasted there in the middle. But that play on given by the referee. This late tackle, but the play on was given to Garelli. Traore not wasting any balls there. Good effort just over the bar.
.11 minutes gone. Tuloy with the best opportunity of the match so far. But Garelli now looking to build into the match. Trying to establish a bit of control here. Renante Bangi. Barca out wide. Kimura taking the position that was left. Sims getting it forward. Looking for the return ball. Antilo. Tuloy needing to navigate this press.
Very patient and calm. Simply beating with a few touches.
Toves. Nunez picking up the pocket. Tuloy looking confident with the ball here. Nunez spots Torres in space. The touch was a bit loose. Guy under pressure. He's done well. Abarca nipping in, but Tuloy quick to recover possession.
Both teams a bit loose with the ball in the middle. They have to keep it more under control if they want to build clearer chances for both teams.
A change in tact here from Tuloy. It's almost caused a bit of trouble there. Reginald Riaso. Tricky spot, medyo alanganin kung saan nag-bounce yung bola. Wasn't sure if he was able to use his hands. In the end, he goes unpunished. A whistle is drawn by Don Bosco Garelli. And again, every set piece is always going to be a worry for this Tuloy side. Of course, they're not the tallest, not the most physical either. Antilo, the punch out. Garelli still have numbers forward. All the way back, Traore.
Tuloy just keeping their low block, waiting for Garelli to come in. Not rushing anything in the defense.
It's a bit of a change here for Tuloy. Normally, they're happy to engage higher up the field. Now they're staying very compact. Away by Nunez. Tuloy can venture forward if they can keep possession here. Nunez under pressure. Rolls it into Torres. He's got eyes at the back of his head, Harry Nunez.
They just know how to get out of those tight spaces. And since they're playing all the way back, they don't have those outlets for counterattacks. I think they're opting to, play a more common possession game moving forward. Because throughout the first few minutes of the game, we haven't seen them, or at least only once we have seen them to give those quick counterattack passes.
Fantastic football once again from Tuloy. Navigated the press well. Outlet, however, is into the hands of Riaso.
Great anticipation by Riaso there. But we will be seeing more of those from Tuloy. Those quick combinations in the middle and just those beautifully timed passes.
Sims spotting the run of Desmond Guy. Up against two, no problem for the front man. But there's nobody there in front of goal. And it looks like we're going to be stopping for our first cooling break. Bit of a hot one here in Manila City at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Anything that has stood out to you so far, Jed?
Yeah, as you mentioned a while ago, Tuloy has been playing a different game. They have been playing a little bit lower on the block, not really engaging really quickly to the attack of Don Bosco Garelli. But on the attack, they offer that possession, those quick short passes. But they have been very effective in moving out of those tight spaces where Garelli catches them. But this opportunity, just hitting the post and the crossbar, that was the clearest one so far for this game. On the other hand, Don Bosco Garelli still trying to look for those quick outlet passes, but Desmond Guy is being marked at least by 2 Tuloy FC defenders. But on this occasion, he was able to beat them. Just no one to balance out his attack in that instance.
Pag-usapan natin at the top of the broadcast how Tuloy have leaked quite a few goals as of late. They have conceded over 30 in their last 3 outings. And perhaps yan ang assignment nila today, to limit the amount of goals that they concede and to be a little bit more difficult to break down. It's great to see a bit more variety from Tuloy. And they've built such a reputation of living and dying by one style of play. But over the course of a very long season, kung saan madali ka nang ma-scout ngayon in the PFL, it seems it's time for the next phase of their development.
Yeah, definitely, Jing. And I think this is a test for them to apply those changes.
When you look at...
Yeah, so far they have been addressing the strategy of Don Bosco Garelli on the attack. This time, how are they going to convert those dispossessions from Garelli into attacks for Tuloy?
Play restarted here. Early foul in the middle. Looks like we're going to get 2 cooling breaks in this first half. The player is still down for Tuloy. A player needing treatment here. They got clipped. I hope it's nothing serious.
Tuloy having a lot of players out. Hopefully this doesn't add to that unfit list. But he's up, and play goes on for him.
It's a relief for Tuloy. It's going to be a drop ball. Don Bosco Garelli's decision whether or not they want to give this ball back to Tuloy, actually, and they won't.
They did have the possession after Tuloy opted to continue play even though one of their teammates was still down.
Great pass through the lines. And just couldn't get it to Abarca. Now Toves. Is the sole foreign player for Tuloy. Itong si Marcos Toves. Joined in during the break. It's great to see that prospects from around the region of the Philippines are taking notice of the Tuloy program. And here is Toves being attacked here by Jerome Abarca. Great ball into the box. Bouncing around dangerously. Eventually cleared away by John Diaz.
Clarino could just not get the contact that he wanted with the ball.
Abarca is going to be hoping for more opportunities to get one-on-one with his defender on that right flank for Don Bosco Garelli. Sims rifles that one into the box. That's straight into the hands of the goalkeeper.
He had the time and the space to just hold it first before releasing.
Room to turn. Gabriel Vergara gets it out wide. Yes, assessing his options. Gets it back. Not quite. Foul called. You saw the gesture from Yamaguchi earlier. He was hoping Abarca would make the run quicker into that space.
Might have been either a miscommunication or just a lack of proper timing from the teams.
Coyote not going to be able to open up Tuloy like that. It's a good pass from Antilo. Gamboa can run.
Passing the ball around comfortably, opening up the spaces between the lines, finds this on the left side.
Grizola misses it. And it's a goal kick. Grizola was going to be hoping he gets that sequence back. Had a great opportunity to put a ball into the box.
Fortunate mistiming there. But Tuloy, in that instance, was able to open up the spaces with their passes. Again, not rushing to put the ball into the attacking third. The question is the quality of their attack once it gets into the attacking third.
Abarca. A really good anticipation of where that pass was going to be. And Guy now pulled the trigger quickly. Unable to find the target.
Desmond Guy knows that there will be at least 2 players with him once he takes a touch on that ball. But they pulls the trigger too early.
Nunez. It's a packed midfield where he's operating, but he always seems to find where the space is.
He knows where his teammates are. He has eyes behind his back, the back of his head, sorry. And that makes one of the that makes one a great midfielder actually. You know, knowing where the spaces are, where your teammates are, without even having to, see them. And that's been very effective for them, getting out of those tight spaces that Don Bosco Garelli has been putting them in.
Nunez gets it wide. Space for Grizola to operate. Great touch and turn from Lopango. Out wide, Marcos Toves. Toves holding the width. Looking for the run of Grizola, not on the same wavelength there.
That's Grizola's second adventure time on the left side of the field. But just doesn't get the ball that he wants, or the touches that he wants.
The actions in the final third haven't quite been there for Tuloy. But boy, have they been impressive in dealing with the pressure inside their own half and progressing the ball forward. And again, it's a very young team. It's an average age of between 20 and 21. And it bodes them well that they're already able to express themselves in this fashion in the highest level of Philippine football. They're still looking for the end product here. They've been very close this afternoon.
They are looking to keep that spot ahead of Don Bosco Garelli at the end of this game, because again, as we mentioned a while ago, Don Bosco has 1 game less played than Tuloy. And getting the 3 points here means that they have that bigger buffer to keep the lead.
Opening in the middle. Cushion for Nunez. Torres making the run. Nunez floating it in. Contact inside the box. Referee Jesus Abogado uninterested.
Great vision finding Torres on the left side, floating the ball in the middle, not able to connect with his strikers.
Nunez almost ran out of room. Actually, he did. Assistant referee, flag raised.
Which Nunez has been doing it for Tuloy on the defense and attack. You have to give it to him. He's been controlling the game for them since the start of this match.
It seems like there's been a concerted effort from him as well to be a bit more conservative with his passing. A bit more of a focus on keeping possession rather than unlocking the defense. And it's bode well here for his side. They've been a lot cleaner in their possession. Meanwhile, Don Bosco Garelli here trying to open things up, and Torres putting in a good tackle, but it is going to be a corner kick.
Torres dropping all the way down. Stop that attack.
At this point, you wonder, why doesn't Don Bosco Garelli put more bodies inside the box? Given that Tuloy is not threatening to counter. Chance here from outside. Sims. The player brought down. And there's a flag raised. The whistle is blown. And you can see the gesture mula kay Jesus Abogado. Bola ang nakuha on that sliding challenge.
We could see it all the way from here. That was clearly ball, all clean. Good tackle. But as you mentioned, Don Bosco Garelli hasn't been able to take advantage yet of that space and even their physicality and their height at the center of that keeper's box.
Switching sides. Bangi getting forward. Abarca cutting inside. So many red shirts in the middle for Tuloy. They're really making it difficult to get any sort of penetration in the middle of their formation.
Their compactness has been addressing the overload that Don Bosco Garelli has been putting upon them, because in that attack there were only 2 defenders left and everyone was on the attacking third of Tuloy. Tuloy just not giving them the space, knowing that they always just look for that transition pass.
Opportunity. Abarca getting that ball goalwards. Antilo momentarily wrong-footed, able to recover in time.
What looked like a cross could have been a goal, because that ball was going straight for the goal without... I was even tricked. I didn't know that was supposed to be a cross. But good reaction from Michael Antilo.
So here we go, second cooling break as we hit the 30-minute mark of our contest. Tuloy FC still with the best chance of the match so far, and the story so far is the change in approach mula sa Tuloy FC at mukhang gumagana siya. It looks like Don Bosco Garelli at the moment a bit confused as to how to penetrate and how to get chances. And meanwhile for Tuloy, methodically finding their way into some dangerous areas, but haven't been able to replicate another real clear-cut opportunity.
Yeah, Jinga, if Don Bosco Garelli wants to break the defense of Tuloy, they have to change somewhat their strategy in the attack, because their long balls or those transition plays that they are used to in the past few games are not effective in the very compact defense of Tuloy. So they have to utilize more the space on the sides or even penetrate the middle if they want to create those attacks. Meanwhile, tuloy lang yung kanilang ginagawa. Because they have been very effective again in both defense and in attack. It's just that the quality in the attacking third towards creating that clearer goal scoring opportunity, it's what's lacking. But they are getting there. So tuloy lang, no, para sa kanila.
It's been an engaging 30 minutes so far between these two teams. 11 points so far for Tuloy FC in this Philippine Football League season. Meanwhile, 9 para sa koponan ng Don Bosco Garelli. Tuloy with an opportunity to cement their position in 8th. And Don Bosco Garelli with an opportunity to leapfrog them with a victory this afternoon. Jed Diamante and Jing Hamlang calling the action for this first match of our doubleheader. Later on, a clash at the opposite side of the standings will take place. Meanwhile, our focus solely on this one as Don Bosco Garelli eager to turn things around a little bit here. They've been frustrated so far by this Tuloy approach. Sims getting it forward. And again, using their numbers well, Tuloy to win back possession. Lupango.
Gako with a late tackle there. Tuloy, again, their discipline and their compactness. They're just not allowing Don Bosco Garelli to make those combinations in the middle.
Loose outlet. Garelli can find a bit of room. It's the right intention here from Don Bosco. They need to move the ball a little bit quicker. Traore getting forward. Trying to commit more bodies forward itong Garelli. Sims twisting and turning and getting a corner kick. Now scratch that, it is a throw in deep in enemy territory. It's a long throw for Sims. Bit of hesitation on the clearance. Tuloy able to relieve the pressure. Lupango.
Seems like Don Bosco seeing an immediate shift right after that cooling break. They are holding the ball more in the middle, not just hitting it up. And as you mentioned a while ago, they haven't been taking advantage of that height and that physicality advantage. But so far, what they're trying to do is opening up the space on the sides, bringing it there, and hitting crosses into the middle, taking advantage of the height and the physicality that they have. But we have yet to see it be very effective.
Nonchalantly getting it into the middle there, into Gamboa. Nunez.
Very calm and composed passing.
Garelli applying the pressure, and it pays off on this occasion. Martins Melgago. Getting it forward to Sims, who's been very adventurous on that left side. Cross into the box. Antilo punches it, and it's into the back of the net as it is spilled by the goalkeeper. Don Bosco Garelli. A fire in the opening. A great goal here for Kai Kimura.
Great effort from Sims, who has been very persistent on that left side, getting crosses in. Unfortunately, a lack of communication and commitment from Antilo trying to clear that ball out. Kimura was just waiting for the ball. Unfortunately, slots the ball into the bottom right corner, giving them the 1-0 lead.
It's a bitter pill to swallow here for Tuloy FC, who have done so well to keep Don Bosco Garelli out. And in the end, the goal conceded, not really from them being cut open. Don Bosco Garelli going to be very pleased with this 1-goal advantage. And here they come, looking to add to their advantage. Barca getting it to Ngai. Chance for Kimura. Opportunity once more, and it is 2-0. Kai Kimura doubles the advantage. This time, full credit to Don Bosco Garelli for cutting open Tuloy FC.
That's what they're known best for, their quick transition, and that's exactly how they've been scoring for the past few games. Those quick passes in the attacking third. Desmond Ngai being very non-selfish in that attack. Ball finds its way to Kai Kimura. This one a clear goal-scoring opportunity for Garelli, 2-0.
Kimura taking his time there under pressure. And now he's chasing a hat trick all of a sudden. How quickly this game has turned.
Suddenly Don Bosco Garelli got that momentum shift moving towards their side. And Tuloy is struggling to find their shape and holding the ball in the middle. That was a high tackle, that was.
Felipe Martins Melgaco, quick to console Harry Nunez, who he clipped. Contact made the upper body there.
See a replay if we have one. Ball bounces up.
Ooh, it's even higher.
He's holding his wrist, but I think I saw the foot or knee touch a little bit higher, but Nunez has been complaining on his wrist. Maybe he fell the wrong way.
Not a player you want to be losing. Lovely run from Harry Nunez. Nahanap niya sana yung sombrero. Unable to complete that.
Tuloy FC being a little bit more loose in their formation this time. Being pressured by this rejuvenated Don Bosco Garelli side.
Papatuloy ang improvement ng Don Bosco Garelli. Again, 6 months ago, first meeting, 3-0 victory para sa Tuloy. Now Don Bosco Garelli have the opportunity to exact the same scoreline against Tuloy. It's been a real trend for them in this second round. They've been able to close the gap on the opposition they faced in their last 5 outings. Everything has been an improvement for them. Meanwhile, for Tuloy, it's been the opposite, unfortunately. All the teams in which they faced in the first round, it's been a negative trajectory for them in this second round. The scorelines have been bigger. Previous victories have turned into draws, draws turning into losses. And for Don Bosco Garelli, it's been the opposite. And now nakikita natin with the scoreline, it's being reflected as well in this match. Abarca. Lupango the outlet. And he's been very good at holding up play for Tuloy.
Hirap niyan for a striker to be receiving the ball with your back against the goal of where you're scoring, waiting for your teammates to come in. But he's been very solid whenever he receives the ball from Nunez, while waiting for his teammates to open up. And that's how they have been opening up the spaces in between the lines of Don Bosco Garelli.
It's a bit of a different role as well for Lupango. Normally out in the wings, this time leading the line. Medyo here, an opportunity now for Don Bosco Garelli. Cutting inside, it's a fantastic goal to make it 3-0. What a finish.
Hat-trick now for Kai Kimura. What a strike that was.
Paganda ng paganda yung mga goals ni Kai Kimura to complete the hat-trick. That was absolutely filthy from the Japanese striker.
See the run from Desmond Ngai, trying to bring the defenders with him. Aguila not knowing where to turn towards Desmond Ngai or Kimura, but that just gives Kimura or Kai Kimura that space and time to strike the ball beautifully back to the back of the net. That goal comes in with just 3 minutes of added time into the first half.
It's incredible what confidence can do to a football team, to the players on the pitch. From being a team that was really struggling to open up Tuloy, all of a sudden, they are just on a roll here. But unfortunately, they've lost a player to injury, it seems, on that play. A player down on the far touchline for Don Bosco Garelli. We'll figure out who that is.
That leaves him with 10 men on the field as play resumes.
Into the second minute of added time. It's a clean tackle from Michael Sims,
who's been all around that left flank for them, both on the attack and defense. One goal coming from him. He's been playing really well in this game.
Tuloy now forced to apply a bit of pressure on the opposition end. Looking to play quickly here.
This is a more familiar formation for us, for the Tuloy side, who in the past games have been playing a bit higher, putting more pressure. But after 3 goals against them, they have to put a little bit more pressure to Don Bosco Garelli. They've been putting more people on top, but losing the ball a little bit more as well in the middle.
It's always a balance of risk and reward. As they look to chase this game, there is that possibility that Don Bosco Garelli can open them up a little bit more often. But it's paying off here as they recover possession in the final third. Napango leaving it for a teammate that wasn't there, and Engay sending it forward. Masyado lang mabigat yung pasa para kay Abarca.
Fortunate for that attack for Tuloy. They had at least 5 players against 3 defenders. Just couldn't get the create the chance that they wanted. But with that overload on top, Don Bosco Garelli has a chance to create their counterattacks.
That's great goalkeeping from Riaso. Knowing that there was that possibility of a through ball, he's quick to sweep things up.
Waiting for Jesus Abogado to blow his whistle to end the first half after 3 minutes of added time.
This could be the last passage of play for Tuloy. And as they've gone backwards, that whistle is going to be blown. And how quickly things have changed. With Tuloy having the best opportunity and looking like they were the more likely to score between the two teams. Don Bosco Garelli have smashed 3 into the back of the net and take a commanding lead into halftime. At the break, it's Don Bosco Garelli 3, Tuloy FC 0. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, where Don Bosco Garelli United are up 3-0 up against Tuloy FC. First 30 minutes of the contest, it looked as if Tuloy FC were the more likely to open things up. However, things changed very quickly indeed. This was the best chance in those first 30 minutes. Toves hitting it off the crossbar after the initial attempt was off the upright. And then Don Bosco Garelli started to build a bit of momentum up against a more compact Tuloy FC in this one. And mukhang gumagana nga yung game plan sana nitong Tuloy FC with Don Bosco Garelli largely stunted and finding it difficult to find any openings. But very quickly, Jed, things opened up after the second cooling break.
Yeah, and I think parang narinig tayo ng coach na that they really needed that strategic change, because this first goal, I think, coming from Michael Sims on the left side, although that looked like a mistake on the Tuloy side, but they created their chances. They kept on hitting the wings this time. They were not just hitting those transition plays. This very unselfish play here by Desmond Ngai and Yuta Yamaguchi for Nakamura's goal. Again, this one on the third goal, Desmond Ngai with that run, opening up the space for Kimura. But again, their change in that strategy of not just hitting those long balls and chasing after the ball, because Tuloy was not giving them the space, but it paid off for them, because 3 goals in the span of less than 10 minutes really proved that their shift was effective.
And you can see there 56% possession for Tuloy. That changed a little bit in the back half of that first period, but it goes to show that Tuloy was actually doing quite decent in that first half. Had 3 shots, none of them on target, unfortunately, but Don Bosco Garelli turned up the heat in those final 15 minutes of that opening period, and they've not looked back here. Up 3-0. This is the same scoreline that they suffered in the first round, and they have an opportunity here to not only increase on that, but right now they're looking in really good position to be able to leapfrog Tuloy FC in the standings. So far, so good here for the side of Don Bosco Garelli. Second half underway. And it looks like quite a few changes have been made. We will get confirmation on those changes momentarily.
At the start of the second half, Tuloy noticeably changed their formation to a 3-5-2, and their movements also have changed. A while ago, they've been sitting back on their defensive third, just waiting for Don Bosco Garelli to attack. But this time, they're playing a little bit more higher, putting more people in the middle, with that 3-5-2 formation. Looks like they are going to be switching to attack mode, considering they are trailing 3-0.
The new introductions already making their contribution here. We see Jericho Anesiete making his way into the box.
Tuloy with their signature quick passes in very tight spaces.
Ball into the box. Traore with a header away.
No one to answer the second ball.
Sims unable to find a teammate. And this is straight to Don Bosco Garelli. Yamaguchi racing away. Tripped up. Is that a penalty? Our referee says no.
With that such a big space left behind Tuloy's defense. Now that they're opting to be a little bit more attacking in their formation. But they have this chance. They now have the opportunity to have more of those attacks since they have more people on top. But on the other hand, again, that balance of risk and reward. Putting more people on top, but opening up more space at the back for Don Bosco Garelli to use their usual tactic of counterattacks behind the lines.
You saw there just how dangerous Yuta Yamaguchi can be on the counter. And Tuloy now eager to play more quickly as well. Isaac Johnson has been introduced to this contest. I assume he was in here for the injured Clarino. It's going to go Tuloy's way. Sims winning it back. Great touch to bring it down from Diaz. Room to run. Capistrano assessing his options. Gets the ball back here. Nunez has to move quickly. And that was very quick indeed. Getting through two defenders, and it's going to be a yellow card. The first one of the match.
Garelli said if we have to stop their attack, we have to stop it from the source. And Nunez has been that source of outlet passes and those combinations from the middle. They had to stop him.
It looked like it was the hat-trick hero, Kimura, who's been yellow carded here. It's a rare set piece para sa Tuloy in this match. They have an opportunity.
Nunez very open. Chete also. Sorry, that was Capistrano on the right side.
Great pass, opportunity here for Tuloy, and they get one back. What a pass and what a finish. Justin Lupango gets Tuloy FC on the board.
The usual score for Tuloy. That was such a beauty of a pass, that vision and that finish. Let's see that one more time. Capistrano on the side, giving it to Aguila, who sees that perfectly timed run by Justin Lupango. Just slots it over the keeper. This limits the scoreline to 3-1.
Could we see a dramatic fight back here from Tuloy? Ball forward, Desmond Ngai Stopped in his tracks by Antilo. Opportunity now to be lifted off the crossbar. Still, the attack is alive. And Ngai is blocked at the final opportunity.
Well, this is the danger for Don Bosco Garelli if you give them space behind the defense.
All of a sudden, this match has come alive. It looked like a guaranteed 3 points for Tuloy, or rather for Don Bosco Garelli at the break with that 3-goal advantage. But Tuloy have opened things up here, drawing one back early in this second half. And now all of a sudden, it's a very open affair.
Both teams are looking for their footing in the second half.
Nunez. Tuloy all of a sudden with a bit more confidence. And that goal, really a depiction of what Tuloy FC is all about.
3-0 down, and you can't rule them out of this match.
Coach Taketomo Suzuki really likes to emphasize that he's less interested about scorelines. He's more interested in what you're doing in particular moments in the game, and it's about character for them. It's another good pass. Nunez trying to get it to Lopango. Nunez. It's going to be a corner kick. And right now, Taketomo Suzuki is going to be impressed with the character being shown by his team here. And the grit and the fight to show up here in this second half, eager to cut into this lead of Don Bosco Garelli. And now they can apply even more pressure.
Tuloy has been using those runs behind the defense of Don Bosco Garelli, and surely we'll be seeing more opportunities through those runs and passes.
Played it short. Nunez losing out on that duel. Don Bosco Garelli can break. Tuloy quick to plug the gaps. Room to operate. Player goes down. It's gonna be a penalty. And Tuloy could cut this lead down to 1. And not even 10 minutes into this second half.
A very soft touch, but he sold that one. Definitely. Jesus Abogada saw it as a penalty, but Tuloy's got to get the opportunities that they can make.
You always run the risk when your arms come across the attacker. However soft that was, Justin Lopango's got an opportunity here to make it 2 for Tuloy. Lopango hits the upright. Sent the goalkeeper in the opposite direction, but wasn't able to find the target. Chance goes begging. Now Garelli had an opportunity there on the counter, but Johnson runs it out.
Just hits the bottom right corner post, and I think he took that penalty a little too quick. Could have taken his time a little bit more, be more composed. Although he sent the goalkeeper to the other side, but an opportunity to limit the scoreline.
Here comes another Tuloy attack. It's 4 against 4. Early pass. Traore puts a stop to it.
Great anticipation by Traore there. Tuloy creating their chances here. But opted to be a little bit more patient, not forcing the runs and the passes. But they have men on the wings creating those runs.
Nunez pleading for the whistle. A little discussion there with Jesus Abogado. Explaining his point of view with a smile on his face. Oh, what an opportunity missed for Tuloy. And now we have a substitution. It looks like a double change as Ebenezer Aguier checks into the match alongside Solomon Okereke. Hat-trick scorer Kai Kimura coming off alongside Romel. Oh, scratch that, it's Felipe Martins Melgaco who is coming off.
Solomon Okereke has been very effective coming off the bench for the Don Bosco Garelli side. The past few matches, although he's come from the bench, he's been scoring a lot for their team. So him and Desmond Ngai on top for the transitions is something that Tuloy has to prepare for. You can't give them too much space behind because those two runners will come bulldozing the defenders.
Through ball into the hands of Riaso. Penalty may have been missed, but certainly Don Bosco Garelli know they're going to be in for a tough second half here.
Seems the spaces have opened up more for both teams compared to the first half.
Substitute looking to make his mark here. Get it out wide. Advantage being played. Opportunity. Fired wide by Johnson.
There will be a late booking for that late tackle by the captain, Nunez. Jesus Abogado not happy with that one.
Came in flying, Hardy Nunez.
Opportunity for the substitute to put his name on the score sheet.
Great pass to find Diaz. Been a blistering 15 minutes since the restart. Tuloy have gotten a goal back. Had an opportunity actually to get 2 goals very quickly in this second period. Still 30 minutes left to play between these two. Johnson unable to make anything of that opportunity on the left flank.
I think the defender didn't see Okereke coming after him, but was able to get away. Transition here.
Move. Looking for a teammate, floated in. Lupango. Late to find his teammate. Gobuyan, who was camped just inside the box. Much too heavy from Johnson.
two teammates waiting for the pass. Took it with haste. Great combination play here by Tuloy. Looking to attack from the left flank.
Used the option in the middle as a decoy, went for goal, drawn. A really good save there from Reginald Riaso.
Tuloy still creating their opportunities, either from crosses or from the middle. Don Bosco Garelli cannot hold back on their defense.
Next goal going to dictate how this match plays out. I really feel that if Tuloy gets the next one, this game is going to be ended in quite the flurry. Meanwhile, if Don Bosco Garelli are able to find a fourth, you would imagine that would be enough to get all 3 points. Nunez losing out there. And what a pass. Antilo quick to anticipate the danger.
Composure that these Tuloy players have under pressure is just incredible.
Lovely move. Bypass one, unable to get past the second. Don Bosco Garelli stopped in their tracks on that transition. You spoke about the lovely play that Tuloy FC have been able to showcase today. It's what excites so many people who are watching the Philippines Football League. They know, napakabata pa ng mga players na to. You wonder where they'll be in 2, 3, 5 years' time, given that this is the base from which they're building.
It shows that the youth system here in the Philippines can still make those players of quality who can compete even at the highest level of football here in the Philippines at an average age of 20, 21 years old, already being very calm and composed.
Fantastic opportunity for Johnson. Tried to take it first time there. He was spotted with a very good pass.
But Johnson so far, since coming in as a substitute, has been in the right place at the right time. Just not the right touch on the ball.
Strong defending from Catarinin. Again, Tuloy able to cut open Garelli. It's off the chest. And Kimura tracking back to make sure Nunez is denied. That's going to be a handball on Johnson. Lopango still on the turf here. Looks like he's going to need a bit of treatment. Looks like cramps for Justin Lopango. Again, not a player you want to lose.
So far, the lone goal scorer for Tuloy in this match, and who has been creating chances. Although he missed that penalty, he's still very dangerous in front of the goal.
Coach Jesus Abogado wanting this game to be restarted quickly. This is not a cooling break.
Chance for Tuloy.
Aguila gets it restarted. Just a bit disjointed on that attack. And a quick transition from Don Bosco Garelli. Fantastic ball into the box. Fantastic stop from Antilo. Play continues. He needs to get up here. Antilo. Let's have a look here. Cross from Abarca. Okereke's opportunity.
Seems that he was winded by that ball to the stomach or the chest from Okereke.
Certainly on the replay, it looked like there was no contact to the head or face. And that's going to be a relief.
But Antilo has been also strong between the sticks, stopping a lot of opportunities for Don Bosco Garelli. And if it weren't for him, the scoreline would have been, higher than just 3-1. But he's had great saves so far in the match as well, just like the last one that we've seen that caused this stoppage.
Antilo up on his feet. It looks like he's going to be okay. There's going to be a substitution here as Kent Talam is coming on. So Siren Saud comes off. One of the most seasoned defenders for this young Tuloy side, being replaced by Kent Talam. Was actually a coach for them in the first round, converted into a player here in the second. Easily their tallest and most physical player. Diaz unable to skip past Abarca. Bit of a loose touch allows Abarca to win that duel. Reverse pass is offside. Abarca caught on the release. Some cramping here for the winger.
Abarca in the last few instances has been running up and down the left flank. And in this heat this afternoon, we've been seeing some players going down because of the cramps. And we haven't seen any cooling break for the second half so far.
And certainly the conditions playing their part here. Players struggling with this heat. Jerome Abarca has made lots of positive contributions today. And this was the call that was offside. And you could see there on the replay, with the benefit of slow motion, that it looked as if Solomon Okereke was well on. Explains his gesture to the assistant referee when that whistle was blown. I'm looking right at him, ref. It looks like he's playing me on. And 20 minutes to go. He's a lot more anxious now on the sideline than he was earlier. Don Bosco Garelli know they're not quite out of reach yet. Although they have done well to scupper the momentum of Tuloy FC. Play resumes. Diaz allowed to turn. Tala moving it quickly. Gamboa able to carry. Passes off of Yamaguchi, who was the intended target there.
huge space in the middle for TULOY to operate in.
Don Bosco Garelli with a bit of a half-hearted press there.
Great anticipation there by Agay.
It's a poor pass out from Riaso. Under pressure now, TULOY trying to sneak it in the front post. Unable to do so. Lubango was waiting for the cutback. I felt there was an opportunity to sneak that ball through.
He was trying to try to. He saw the opportunity, you know, the goalkeeper could anticipate that you would pass it back, but the touch just wasn't there.
And this is how finely balanced this game is. TULOY could break it wide open with a second. Given the trajectory of how things have been going, if they can get a second, you'd think they have a real shot at least taking a point away in this game.
And TULOY has been still creating those opportunities, even though they've been down 3-0 in the second half. Their quality has been improving from the second half on the get-go. Been playing a little bit more aggressive, attackingly. Just losing the ball in places where you don't want, where you don't expect it. But again, their quality to keep the ball, their composure in a very tight space here in their defensive third. Three Don Bosco Garelli players trying to close him down, but they couldn't hold it for a little longer.
Yuto Yamaguchi has been putting in a lot of effort now for Don Bosco Garelli. He's been key in winning back so many possessions for them. At ngayon may oportunidad sila mula sa set piece. At si Yamaguchi na rin mismo ang kukuha nito. Anim nasa loob ng box. Antilo out to punch that one. Back out to Yamaguchi, who sends it in. Sims was lurking in behind. Desmond Ngai. The player down inside the box. Chance here for Sims. Antilo getting some distance on it. Lubango with a great touch to bring it down. Aguirre doing well. Disrupt the play. Nunez similarly so for TULOY. He's here to pick things up in the midfield. Goes long, it's a wonderful ball forward. Cut it in though. Minding the space in behind. Both teams looking to play more quickly. Antilo spotting the space. Looking to chip the goalkeeper. Riaso untroubled.
See the ball going from end to end of the pitch, because the space has been a little bit more open than what the teams would want to. They have the time and space to hold the ball or even run behind the defenders.
Traore, a thumping header to get it into the path of Desmond Ngai, who's going to go for it. That's well off target.
A little impatience from Desmond Ngai there, who just wanted to try for a shot. You could see visibly some of his teammates were complaining that, you know, could have taken some time.
course, no one would complain if that was closer to goal. But given that was closer to the stands than it was the goal frame. See Okereke there up in arms. Been an even second half. TULOY with the only goal so far after the break.
And just to remind those who just started watching now, the 3 goals of Don Bosco Garelli came in the last 8 to 10 minutes of the first half, so anything can still happen, with TULOY scoring 1 at the start of the first half.
Lupango unable to cut inside. You can see Lupango, or rather Kent Talam, urging his teammates to play more quickly. Time not on their side here.
Finding those spaces or slits between the defenders, but the quality of those last passes towards the attacking third have been poor.
Abarca. Touch too strong, collides with a TULOY defender.
Jesus Abogado says that was a dive, just smiles it off.
Two players down. Play continuing. Okereke unable to find a teammate.
See that again, that collision that Jesus Abogado said was a dive. Just a soft touch. Maybe Abarca trying to look for the same reaction that Jesus Abogado gave to the TULOY players when they were touched near the defensive box that gave them the penalty.
It's curious there. If it is a dive, then you wonder if a yellow card is to be given. Now it looks like his falling over has caused a bit of injury as well here, as a TULOY player continues to struggle with that contact. And on the replay, nakita natin it looked painful, just around the knee area. It looked like Diaz. Thankfully, Diaz okay to continue. Reaso off his line quickly. Just about able to deal with it.
Garelli's defense showing their discipline by holding the line before the long ball of TULOY.
Strong sliding challenge, winning the ball back.
Time and space.
Reaso doing well to smother that.
Shete with an attempt at the top of the box. Didn't get the contact and power he wanted to. But he had the time and the space there.
Opportunity. Another good save from Antilo. Make that 2. And it's into his hands. Michael Antilo Jr. with more heroics here in between the sticks.
He made up for his mistake with a soft clearance there. Another transition for TULOY. Snuffed out by Traore in the middle. Time for Don Bosco Garelli now to brew up an attack on the left side.
Lots of room to operate. Yamaguchi stopped. An attempt on target.
The heroic save for Antilo. Back to back from the attack of Don Bosco Garelli. Less than 10 minutes remaining on regulation time. Tuloy looking for the gaps in between Don Bosco, and they've found it. Creating attack, has the time and the space.
Oh, fantastic move from Tuloy. Able to create that little bit of room to pull the trigger. But in the end, the attempt is off target.
I was going to say, Tuloy is being too patient in their defensive third, trying to look for those spaces, but it paid off when they found that gap on the left side to create the attack.
And Clark Gobuyan so close to finding a second for Tuloy. It's been a game of what-ifs for Tuloy. What if that penalty had been just a few inches to the left? What if Gobuyan was able to keep that attempt down? And meanwhile, though, Don Bosco Garelli with a bit of a worry here as there was contact.
High contact from Nunez, but it didn't seem to be on the head. Trying to bleed out some few minutes. Regulation time here.
It's going to be a change. Looks like Karim Shaheen is going to be coming on. The stretcher is out. And if this scoreline stands, as the substitution is being confirmed now, it's going to be the substitute being substituted off. Karim Shaheen coming on for Isaac Johnson.
Substitution for Don Bosco Garelli United. With number 18, Isaac Johnson is replaced by player number 81, Karim Shaheen.
Johnson coming on at the start of this second half. Got about 39 minutes in before being replaced here. Don Bosco Garelli hoping for some fresh legs to finish off the final 5 minutes. Player coming off, eventually making his way to the sideline. And play resumes. And for the time being, Don Bosco Garelli down to 10.
Advantage played by Susa Bugado. Great pass to the right side.
Cut it in. Has been solid today. Sims gets it forward well. Intention was good, just couldn't get past Cyrus Gamboa, who read the play very well. Nunez had it poked away. Okereke. A difficult man to muscle off the ball.
Less than 5 minutes remaining this match. Tuloy still looking for that second goal.
Lupango. Nipped at the heels. There's going to be another substitution. Desmond Ngai is going to be replaced. Min Kap Kim coming on.
Player number 8, Desmond Guy, is replaced by player number 6, Kim Min Kap.
That injury of Desmond Ngai isn't anything serious, considering he's one of the key players for Don Bosco Garelli's improvement, so to speak, from the first half of this season.
Nunez pulling the trigger. He's always going to be rising above the crossbar there.
This game, for coming to the 90th minute mark, has had its ups and downs. Great shift of momentum from the first half to the second. And for Tuloy, it can be painful, considering they've been holding the ball a lot, controlling the game in the first half, but saw the floodgates open with 3-0 scoreline in the first half.
Opportunity here, and again, a fine stop from Michael Antilo Jr. Easily his 4th good stop in this second half.
All of which could have been goals for Don Bosco Garelli. Tackle from the substitute.
Looking to swing it. Yamaguchi on the stretch, just couldn't get to it. And a great transition opportunity.
Stopping that attack.
Gian Capistrano making a really good run on the right side. He just wasn't found. Don Bosco Garelli are on the verge here. A real statement being made by a very resurgent side in this second half of the season.
They are minutes away from taking a higher spot on the table. Great anticipation there.
Gets a toe to it. Cross was well blocked. Diaz can turn. Obuyan gets it forward. There's the run of Capistrano. And cut it in. Able to close the door as we have 6 minutes added on. Diaz with a reverse pass. Opportunity for Tuloy. Traore just taking the sting off of that shot.
They had that time in the space, could have taken it on his right foot, opted to bring it back to the middle where the defender was.
Great control from Cyrus Gamboa. Don Bosco Garelli happy to take up as much time as possible. Time on their side here. Just about cleared by Tuloy. Talam gets it wide. Gets it back. He's going to be under pressure here. Cyrus Gamboa, one-on-one against Sims. Connection isn't there. Calmly dealt with here by Aguila. But the pass out is straight back to the opposition. And he's left a lot of room in behind. Opportunity here for Don Bosco Garelli. And it's off the upright.
I would say one of the busiest contributors in this game has been the post.
The upright, the crossbar. On both ends, they've been heavily involved.
The defense of Tuloy was looking for an offside in that attack. Timing was just not there.
Over to the left side. Garelli getting their numbers back. Opportunity here for Diaz to venture forward. Caterinin unable to win back possession. Capistrano. Garelli doing enough. Okereke. Flag is raised. Again, not sure about that one. It looked like he had delayed his run just enough. There wasn't any hesitation from Hamid Pashon on that far side.
See the replay here. Kereke.
Look at that. Talam playing him on. Looked like.
All onside. Great timing of the run, actually.
Chance for Diaz! Just wide.
Great opportunity for Diaz. Just a little wide on that shot from the left foot. But chances like that, they don't come easily. Right in front of the goal. Just out wide on the left side.
It's been a case of missed opportunities for Tuloy on this afternoon.
Again, a game of what ifs. A lot of what ifs. Especially on in the second half of this match.
If you're Coach Taketomo Suzuki, and you're looking to gauge the character of your side, hindi nagkukulang sa fight itong kanyang kupunan. You can see we are eager to get back into this game, even with the clock running out. Jerome Abarca, what a game he's had today for Don Bosco Garelli. He's put in a real shift out there on the wing. He's looking for the whistle there.
Less than a minute remaining, extra time. Those what ifs for Tuloy could spell out victory for Don Bosco, who, if Jesus blows that whistle, will send them to 8th place ahead of Tuloy in the PFL standings.
And you have to say huge credit to Don Bosco Garelli, their coaching staff, their management, for getting them back on track in a big way in this second half of the season.
This could be the last attack of the match.
Yes. Advantage was played initially. Not sure why the whistle wasn't blown for a free kick, given that there was no real advantage moving forward. And now Don Bosco Garelli could put the icing on the cake here. Abarca all alone in the middle. And the door is shut. Our referee has had a look at the watch. A whistle could go at any second here. And that is cleared away, and the final whistle is blown. Tuloy FC have their fight back scuppered here in the second half, and Don Bosco Garelli can take all 3 points as they move on to 8th spot in the standings. A big win for Don Bosco Garelli.
What a great match. Tuloy started strong in the first half. Actually controlled the first half, but when the floodgates opened on the second half, it just in the later part of that first half, although they tried to shift their strategy, it just wasn't enough to hold the scoreline back, take back the lead. Their quality has been top-notch, especially for Tuloy, in the composure and just controlling the game, but the quality in the attacking third for the finishing just wasn't there. That's something that they can improve in the next matches. But Don Bosco Garelli leapfrogging ahead of Tuloy FC to take that 8th spot in the PFL, and spells out the improvement, the resurgence that they've had throughout the season. And kudos to everyone who's been working with them, for them, to bring this team ahead in the standings.
You saw there off the crossbar from the hat-trick hero Kai Kimura, and we saw the upright involved in that attempt from Lupango, and both goalkeepers actually had a really good performance, particularly in the second half. So many great stops to deny the opposition. You saw there Antilo again. Ariaso equally involved. But ultimately, what matters are the 3 goals that were put in. Another one off the upright there. Now those 3 goals from Kai Kimura, the difference between the 2 teams, and it finishes 3-1 in favor of Don Bosco Garelli. You see how things have opened up in that second half. A bit more even in possession. 11 shots for Tuloy, 4 on target. 20 for Don Bosco Garelli and 13 on target, and that will do it for our first match of our Saturday doubleheader. For my partner, Jed Diamante, my name is Jing Hamlang. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you for the next match.
I will say po. Wait. Arbit bilang dulu. Arbit bilang dulu. Arbit bilang dulu. 3 penalti.
Congratulations on the result. What are your thoughts on the game?
Thank you. Thank you everyone. I think it's a tough game. We try our best to make the 3 points, and we are happy to win this game.
What went well during the game?
I think so. I can say it. We score on the first half, and after Tuloy come back to try to score us, but we defend well, like as a team, you know, and that's good. I'm happy to, and we will try to correct our mistake for the next game next week.
You have a message for the fans?
For the fans, I can tell them to come at the stadium, to support us, to support the Philippine football, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm happy. Thank you.
Okay.